Hello, welcome to Speak Up and Stay Alive, Patient Safety Radio. I am your hostess, and oh, the things I have to share with you today. Last week, I exposed regionalism. No, not a healthcare hazard in the traditional sense, but I say anything in our life that is wrong and distressing is the definition of disease. Think of the word dis-ease, meaning not at ease. And today I have a solution for you. I have a special guest here to talk about smart meters, along with my friend Sebastian. Sebastian co-hosts another radio program with me called Boil the Frog Slowly, and you could find that at boilthefrogradio.com. And our guest has a way to help you get that radiation-emitting smart meter off your home. So stay with us for that. This is truly a problem-solving, action-packed show today, so let's get started. You are listening to Speak Up and Stay Alive, Patient Safety Radio. I am your hostess, Pat Rulo, and Sebastian just joined me.
And the honor is all mine to be here on this fantastic show.
You know that we often talk about smart meters on this program and have become a resource in the state of Ohio. That's why today's guest is extremely important. He is Jerry Day, an Emmy award-winning television producer who's produced a series of YouTube videos on digital utility metering. Now, these videos have gone viral to over 2 million views. Jerry has been in the forefront of the digital metering opposition movement by offering legal documents free to the public, to put the power company on notice of their legal violations, and by offering safe analog electric meters in special meter replacement kits. Those kits have been purchased by hundreds of utility customers who wish to remedy the unsafe and unlawful metering of the power companies. Jerry was also an important expert voice in the critically acclaimed film Take Back Your Power by Josh Del Sol, where he shared his advice about smart meters. And we are so fortunate to have him with us today to share what he knows about these not-so-smart meters. So welcome to the show, Jerry.
Hi, Pat. Hi, Sebastian. How are you?
Very good. It's great to have you here today, Jerry.
Thanks. Appreciate being on.
Well, we're going to get right to the topic today because I know our listeners have a huge interest in this. So let's get to it. Why have digital utility meters become such a controversy?
Yeah, that's a big question. Why a power company would suddenly put devices onto people's homes that emit radiation, cause illness, that are actually under the definition of surveillance devices under United States Code Title 18 wiretapping, and why they thought they would get away with this. So the reason that digital metering is controversial is because the power companies have suddenly decided to do it unlawfully, and they've decided to deny that that's a big problem, and they've decided to harass and deny and retaliate against people who try to mitigate the harm. You've got a big, powerful industry that is intentionally violating customers' rights to pretend that that's not harmful, and to just try to force this on the public is, of course, guaranteed to create controversy. I might add, completely unnecessary controversy.
Yeah, and Jerry, what's amazing to me is how unknowledgeable and unaware and uninformed the public is that such a controversy even exists.
Well, obviously the power companies are not disclosing what they're doing. The power companies are riding on this trust that people have generally in institutions and in the power companies. People are completely unprepared to see this institution as an institution that is committing evil, that is committing harm, that is intentionally and knowingly damaging their customers. And people are just having a hard time, first of all, believing it. And once they believe it, they have no clue what to do about it because it's an unprecedented situation.
And just to help our listeners, explain to us what ways are these meters dangerous and harmful to us and illegal?
Yeah, there are 3 ways that the meters violate your rights in the law. 2 of them have to do with radiation. The first one and the obvious one is the transmitted radiation. This is high energy density pulsed radiation, militarized radiation. The reason they use that kind of radiation for their transmissions is because you can get a lot more punch with a lot less wattage. And so they're storing it up like in a capacitor and they're firing it off like bullets. And this is what's called packetized radiation or pulsed radiation, and those are extremely damaging and harmful to biological tissues, and those are going right through your brain from your smart meter on the way to the relay station, whether that's your neighbor's smart meter or whether that's a collector on the pole, a relay on the light pole outside, or all the way down to the power company. These transmissions are relayed, and the meters, by the way, talk to each other. So this is constantly going on all day long, where these meters are pinging each other with this high energy density pulse radiation, and there's no question that these are committing harm. Now that's the first of the three. The second problem is also radiation, and it is caused by the components in the meter. When you have digital components inside your electric meter, you must somebody has to steal some electricity from you in order to power those digital components in that meter. You will pay for that electricity, and that electricity is going to nothing other than to power these digital components that are spying on you. There's a digital recorder in there. And so in order to power that, they have to steal electricity. The way they do that is they have to have a transformer, because they can't take that full 120-volt current and run it into a little tiny digital recorder. So they have to transform that power down to something like 10 volts or less, or a low wattage. So they have to have a device called a switching mode power supply, and that's another name for another kind of transformer. The switching mode power supply is in every digital meter, and it causes a disruption to the incoming current. And so what was coming in as clean 60 hertz AC is now all dirtied up, and it's now all ragged and jagged. And that dirty power is no longer efficiently delivered to your appliances. It is going to damage your appliances. It is going to seriously damage your electronics. It is going to create dirty electricity, which is called electrosmog. It is a field of electric current in your home equivalent to living in a low-grade microwave oven. And this causes illness, cancer, symptoms, all kinds of problems. So that's the second major problem. So you've got the transmitted pulsed energy, and then you've got the dirty electricity within the home. And then the third major problem, of course, is surveillance. There is a digital recorder on there. It records your personal activities inside your home day in and day out, hour by hour, minute by minute. It records that data. It sends it off to your power company. You might as well have a camera in your house on you at all times. This is surveillance on you in your home, and that creates a data set of your activities in your home permanently in the hands of your power company, who has made no question about the fact that they are more than happy to share this with law enforcement. They're more than happy to share it with marketers. They promise to keep this data secure. Well, that's a joke. Secure from who? Who authorized them to take it? It's not secure once they take it. I don't know who at the power company is looking at my personal data, my personal activities inside my home. I didn't authorize them to do that. I didn't let them do that. I didn't invite them in my home for that. So that data is not secure by the fact that there is a recorder on my digital meter recording the electrical events inside the home. Now, when I say recording electrical events, they can identify what room you're in, what device you're using, when you used it, how long you used it for, whether or not that device needs repair. They can identify all kinds of things from that current draw profile. So, when they start to talk all this nonsense about, oh, we can't really see this, or we're not really recording that, or we're not really taking this data, well, how do you know that? They've lied already over and over and over, and they will lie again.
Jerry, the gas and water meters are using a class of device called an AMR. It stands for Automated Meter Reading. And I was just curious, do you consider those a type of digital meter? Because they certainly do emit constant microwave radiation, just like a smart meter would.
Oh, yeah, they are. The key to all of this, and we're all going to have to face this in the short-term future, is the only way to know what your exposures are to these electromagnetic fields is to actually have some kind of scanning meters in your possession at your control. There are all kinds of them out on the market, and so you can go around your property and determine your exposures. So when you get your hands on a good electromagnetic scanner and you want to analyze your location, there's a new occupation. It's called building biologist, and these are specially trained people who have these meters and come into your home and will do an assessment for you of your property and find out where the problems are, where you have to mitigate the EMF. But the electromagnetic sensitive population, I believe, represents about 13% of the population. So there are millions and millions of people who are suffering, and probably most of them do not even know that it's electromagnetic fields that are causing the problems, because electromagnetic fields are completely odorless, colorless. You can't hear them, see them, taste them, feel them. You feel them in symptoms, but you don't know the source. When you're bathing in this sort of low-dose electromagnetic bath, as we all are every day, it's not the type of thing that gets you in 10 minutes. It takes time, and your immune system breaks down, your tissues break down, your cells lose the ability to reproduce, you age more quickly, you lose your hair, you know, different things start to go on, and it takes a long time for these problems to develop. And the studies that are being done to determine the harm of EMF are ridiculously short-term. We're absolutely going to be misled and given false information, given poor information, or given no information at all about the real effects of this. There's so much money to be made in wireless technologies that not only can you go in and track and spy on everybody and collect all this wonderful data they seem to want, but you can do it without stringing any wires. And so, the power of it is immense commercially.
So it's very clear that the utility companies really don't have a right to do this to us. They don't have the right to come in and install these surveillance devices and devices that cause illness and cancer. So what can we do? People call us all the time and say, well, I just got my notice that I'm going to get a smart meter. What do you suggest that the average person does to thwart this?
Well, yeah, obviously they have no right to do this because they're entering private property with devices and with service and with maintenance. They have to operate on what's called an easement. They have to have a contract one by one with each property owner. And each property owner, most of the time they don't realize this, but you have the authority to establish the terms of anyone entering your property and anyone doing anything on your property. You, as the property owner, have the ultimate and absolute right to control that. Now, the power company has the absolute right to deny you electricity if they choose to do that. So we've got this conflict where they say, well, you've got to let us harm you or we won't give you electricity. So they're committing extortion. They're putting us under threat of force. And electricity now is considered a necessity. So when you deny someone an essential public utility, that is harm. Now, under what circumstances is the power company entitled to commit harm against you? This is why we have public utility commissions to regulate not us, but to regulate power companies. They are an essential public utility. Everyone needs this utility. So by becoming a utility that is that important and necessary, they also become responsible to do it harmlessly. And they have the responsibility to do it responsibly where people do not have their property rights violated, do not have their health damaged, and like that. So the Public Utility Commission should be doing that job. They should be saying, oh, no, we've looked at these digital meters. These are harmful. You can't require anyone to have one of those. That's what the Public Utility Commission should be doing. As we all know, as many of us know, the Public Utility Commissions are really nothing more than a monopoly enforcer on behalf of the power company. They're a lapdog of the power industry, and they're not doing what they should be doing, which is protecting the public interest. That's a major problem because everybody, even elected officials, point to this corrupt agency saying, oh, here's your solution. We have a Public Utilities Commission. That's their job. Everybody can point to them. And then we go to the Public Utilities Commission. They go, no, we're not going to protect you from that. In fact, we're going to allow the power company, we're going to authorize the power company to charge you a fee for not being harmed. We'll call it an opt-out fee. Oh, no, we must modernize our system. We must blanket your home with radiation, and we must invade your home with surveillance. It's just we have to do that. That's modernization. And if you don't want it, you have to pay to not be harmed and not be invaded. That's what your Public Utility Commission is doing. It's an absolute joke. So we have to take this responsibility upon ourselves. We have to realize that the ultimate authority is the property owner, that the Public Utility Commission is a completely pointless agency. It's not even worth talking to them because they're working on behalf of the power industry and they're not protecting us. So what we need to do is take responsibility as property owners. And your question, Pat, what do? My solution all along for over 3 years now has been to issue a notice, a legal notice to the power company. And you say in that notice to the power company, to the chief executive officer, someone with policy-making authority, you say you're personally liable for criminal trespass on my property. You need to get this digital device off my property within X number of days, say 21 days, or you're personally liable for all damages. You're personally liable for this or that claim. You're personally liable for my medical damage, and you're certainly personally liable for criminal trespass. And so you rebut this within 21 days, or you agree to all terms terms and conditions herein. And when you rebut this, you have to tell me how you're authorized to invade my property without my consent with surveillance and radiation. You have to explain that. Well, no CEO has that authority. They can't explain it. These legal notices that we have are unrebuttable, and after 21 days, you simply default them. You say, this is your notice of default. You failed to deny our allegations of criminal trespass. You failed to deny that you're emitting radiation on my property without my consent. You failed to deny that you're conducting surveillance on my property without my consent. You are now in criminal violation. You have no right of easement, contract, or policy. You are now subject to my dictate of policy, and these are the terms and conditions to which you're now bound. So that legal notice and that notice of default pretty much ends the game. If I were a power company, I would not want to receive that because it is unrebuttable, and if I'm defaulted on it, I now am in full contract with the property owner's terms and conditions, and I do not even have the right to retaliate against them by denying them electricity. I do not have the right to retaliate against them by charging them an opt-out fee. I am out of business. That contract is forceful. That notice that I just described is at freedomtaker.com. That's freedomtaker.com. Scroll down on the right, you'll see a little download. Enter your email, and those documents come right to you in a few moments, and you can look them over. The instructions are included there on how to fill them out, how to send them to the CEO, everything, and that's free of charge, a free download. It's all done with instructions. And just go to freedomtaker.com, and also there we have the kits if you want to get your analog meter, because what this does is it says to the power company is if you don't get rid of this meter and give me a safe and lawful analog meter within 21 days or less if you have medical problems, then we will replace it ourselves with a safe and lawful analog meter, and you have no recourse. And so if you want to get the analog meter, you can get it there too at freedomtaker.com. I have another form. It's actually on my video production website that you can just copy and paste, and that's what I call refusal. In other words, you don't have a digital meter yet, and you simply want to refuse and make sure that the power company knows they do not have consent to come to your property with a digital meter. That paperwork is at jerryday.com.
All right, so this is a huge solution for our listeners. So as individuals, basically, we're put on the defense, and we have to do the best we can to protect ourselves.
Right. Who's responsible to protect your health safety? You are.
Right.
The more knowledge you have, the more education on these subjects you have, the more commitment you have to stand up and speak out what you do about what you do find out. That is what is going to protect you and your family, not some faceless, nameless institution miles away from you, full of people who could care less and don't even know you.
Well, now, once again, tell our listeners where they could find more about you, where they can get the download and the analog meters. One more time.
To take some action against the meters, go to freedomtaker.com. If you scroll down on that homepage at freedomtaker.com, you get the free download of the documents that are included with that kit. And those documents you need first anyway. You have to secure your rights as a property owner. You have to clear up any implied easement, and you have to put the power company on notice that they are in criminal trespass. And only by doing that do you give yourself sort of this clear way forward where the power company can't come back and say, oh, you're tampering with your meter, oh, you're damaging our equipment, you're interfering with our business, blah, blah, blah. No, you give them a very clear notice. I recommend everyone who either has a digital meter or may have one in the future, which is virtually every establishment, residential and commercial and industrial in the country, send this notice to their power company. What have you got to lose? It empowers the property owner. It puts the power company in criminal trespass, and from that point on, when that's defaulted, then you have the authority over policy. That's what every property owner should protect in the first place. So this is a good step for everyone.
And may we put all of that information on our website as well and link to yours?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you.
Well, we're going to keep an eye on you and your work and make sure that all of our listeners go to freedomtaker.com. And we so appreciate your taking the time to visit with us and share your knowledge, and we will definitely have you come back again.
Absolutely, Jerry. It's been a pleasure.
Very, very glad to be with you, and hope we can get something done and get a lot more people aware of this.
Absolutely, and we will stay in touch with you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Well, thank you for today.
Sure, thank you.
Jerry talked about the need for everyone to either purchase meters that read the levels of radiation within your home or workplace, or to bring in someone with the capabilities to do so. I've talked about healthy home consultants on this program before. They are not building biologists, but then again, they don't charge like building biologists. But they do have the meters and will walk through your space with you and give you not only a written report of the levels in each room, but suggest ways that you can lessen or even remove the culprits. Contact me for the details. 440-725-5462. I want to help and will come out with them to meet you and share what I know to help keep you and your family safe and healthy. That's 440-725-5462. 440-725-5462. Often we feel unhappy because we don't know what to do or what to say to make a problem or situation better. But what if you could talk to someone, a friend, who knew how to quickly get right to the heart of the confusion, pick out the main issue, and show you how it can be shifted? I think we've all felt this way at times. Well, let's spend the next 2 minutes with my favorite pharmacist and coach, Mary Sheehan. She has the prescription for happiness and knows how to put the person before the pills. Mary, tell us about your one-on-one coaching service.
I like to call them half hour to find your power, where someone could book a half-hour session and they can just tell me the main issue that they're struggling with and all about themselves. I have kind of this ability to hone in and feel where the real juice of the problem is. I'll go deeper, ask you a few more questions about what's really going on, and then give you some perspective. And a lot of times, just the right perspective is enough for someone to go, oh my gosh, I know what to do. But if not, I can give them suggestions and even words, like I'll write a little script for them. Because sometimes people see, oh yes, I really wish I could say this to that person. I'm just not quite sure how. So I would literally write out a few words and they could make it their own or say them for verbatim. And it's like a little power boost for them right in their own hands. We do record the sessions so that and I will send them the recording of it so that they could listen back and have that to go by. And some people might book a package. I do offer packages where it's a bigger problem and that they might need some more time. But for those people that just want to get in and get out for that half hour, I do offer that.
And we're talking about relationships, husbands, wives, children, divorce.
Even healthcare providers, anything that has to do with people, communication, which so many things do.
Got it.
Right?
Thank you, Mary. We look forward to your return next week.
Thank you.
And I encourage you to get to know Mary. Give her a call at 330-592-5793. Or you can visit her website, prescriptionsforhappiness.com. Listen as I spend the next 2 minutes with my friend, Dr. Tad Roediger of Roediger Chiropractic. He's got ways to keep us safe and out of the hospital. Well, Dr. Roediger, why is the spine so important to our health?
The spine is made up of 24 bones, and it protects the spinal cord. And the spinal cord's like the tail of the brain, looks much like a horse's tail. Then if you think of the little hairs coming down and branching out between each different vertebrae, it goes to different parts of the body. And if those nerves are being irritated and not working at 100%, then wherever those nerves go, whatever organs those nerves go to, will not work at 100%. A lot of the patients, they notice a change, and a lot of times they'll come in and say to me, hey doc, I know you're working on my lower back, and no, I don't have constipation. Or I went to the doctor and he said I could cut back my heart medication, and the only thing I've changed is coming and getting adjusted. And it's not something that we set out to do, because I didn't even know that they had those issues. They just come back and say, oh yeah. I went to the doctor and they said my low blood pressure or my high blood pressure is better, and I can decrease my medication. And it's just pretty wild. Vertebrae can get out of alignment and don't have to pinch nerves. It can feel good, but you can still be out of alignment. And that's where I really think that the regular checkups once a month or so helps keep people really functioning at their best.
I encourage you to visit Dr. Roediger for a consultation. Call him for an appointment at 440-285-0756. Dr. Roediger is located in Chardon, Ohio at the Village Station, 401 South Street, just 1/2 mile south of downtown Chardon off of Route 44. Or you can always call him at 440-285-0576.
Okay, I'm good to go.
You're listening to Speak Up and Stay Alive, Patient Safety Radio. Now you can join us every Saturday morning in Cleveland, Ohio, and in Phoenix, Arizona, and 22 other stations throughout the country. Or you can listen to us live online from anywhere in the world at the station's websites. We're also on the XDS Cumulus satellite for every other radio station in the country to pick up. So if you love this show, which you should, and you have a friend or a family member in another city or state and would like for them to hear the program, just tell them to contact their local program director and they can very easily pick up this show and add it to their current lineup. I am your hostess, Pat Rouleau, so happy to spend this time with you to help you survive any healthcare or hospital encounter. And it is that time again. I think you boys picked another oldie but goodie out of the game chamber, and that is, are you in jeopardy or are you safe?
Is Don in the booth? He's ready. Okay, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, cue lights, music.
Now entering the studio are today's contestants.
I'm Bob from Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and a former developer and financial planner.
Yay, Bobby. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
And
I'm Eric, and I'm a regionally famous radio producer from Northeast Ohio.
These people will compete today on Jeopardy!
all right, as a reminder, here's how it goes. I will read a health-related statement, and you guys have to decide if you're in jeopardy or if you're safe. Okay? Ready?
Go for it. I'm waiting on you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, guys, here is the Speak Up and Stay Alive question number 1. You want your dog and cat to be healthy, so you feed them grapes and raisins. Are your pets in jeopardy or are they safe?
I think they're in jeopardy. I don't think they should be eating grapes and raisins.
Yeah, I have a feeling that does something weird to their digestive system.
I did not know this, and yes, you're both right. They would be in jeopardy. Feeding grapes and raisins to dogs proved to be poisonous in numbers of cases that were reported for many years. This was first identified in 1989 by the Animal Poison Control Center. Veterinarians noticed a common trend in some cases of acute renal failure, kidney failure, that happened suddenly in dogs. They all had a history of consuming grapes and raisins just prior to their kidney failure. And it says that dogs generally like to eat grapes and raisins, while cats will not readily eat them.
We know that cats don't eat them. Our cat didn't eat any grapes you threw out on the back patio.
Well, first of all, it's not my cat. It was a starving cat, and all I had was grapes.
And it didn't want them.
Well, it should be noted, guys, that grapes and raisins are not the only foods to avoid for pets. Others include chocolate, cocoa, onions, currants, garlic.
I knew about the chocolate.
Okay. No candy for your cat. All right. Well, now I know this wild cat outside. I will know what to feed her.
Yeah.
Okay.
She likes her kitty meow mix.
Got it. All right, here's the Speak Up and Stay Alive question number 2. You're at a party and a friend stumbles and falls, blaming her new shoes. She appears to be a bit shaken up, and you are sharp and remember these 3 letters, S-T-R, and you ask your friend to smile, talk, raise both arms. She passes with flying colors. Is your friend in jeopardy or is she safe?
I'm going to say she's safe.
Okay.
Yeah, is this checking for a stroke? Yeah, my first instinct is to say safe.
You're right. That is checking for stroke. Yes. The point is to learn how to recognize a stroke. A neurologist says that if he can get to a stroke victim within 3 hours, he can totally reverse the effects of a stroke. I didn't know that. The trick is, though, recognizing that. So, I mean, if somebody fell at a party, you probably wouldn't tend to think that, right? So you need to ask these questions, the 3 steps, STR. First, ask the person to smile. That's what the S stands for. T is for to talk. Ask the person to speak a simple sentence, like, it's sunny out today. And R, raise both arms. Ask him or her to raise both arms. And if he or she has trouble with any of these tasks, call the ambulance and describe the symptoms to the dispatcher.
Okay.
STR. Then I also found another note, another sign of a stroke. Ask the person to stick out their tongue. If the tongue is crooked, if it goes to one side or the other, that is also an indication of a stroke.
Wow, I didn't know that.
This is good to know. Let me see your tongue. Uh-oh. All right, STR, folks. Speak Up and Stay Alive question number 3. It's your birthday, and you're Eric, and you're the type who has just about everything. A loved one comes up with the newest device, a smartwatch. You refuse to wear it. Are you in jeopardy, or are you safe?
Safe.
Did you say safe?
Yeah.
As long as you refuse to wear it, you're safe.
Yes, you might not be safe with that person. They might hit you because they're mad that you didn't accept the gift. But yes, you are safe and you're smart to get rid of it. What sets a smartwatch apart from other conventional digital watches, or for that matter, a wearable activity tracker? Smartwatches are wearable technology devices that maintain a relatively persistent wireless connection to your mobile device usually a smartphone, sometimes a tablet, and can receive notifications of incoming calls, texts, instant messages, social network updates, and more from your mobile device. Smartwatches can also run a wide variety of apps via your smartphone or on the watch, and they also deliver a constant level of radiation directly into your body. So we thought a cell phone was bad. Let's just wear a radiation 24/7.
You know, I've got some friends that wear those stupid things. We got to have a little powwow with them.
Yeah. Did you get a smartwatch for your birthday?
No, I did not.
All right. And if you do,
give it back.
Remember, if it's called smart, it's stupid.
If it's called smart, watch out.
Exactly. All right. Rid of those smartwatches, people. All right. Please speak up and stay alive. Question number 4. You break a light bulb. It's one of the new white curly ones called CFLs, compact fluorescent lamps. You pick up the pieces, toss them in your kitchen can, and make yourself a sandwich. Are you in jeopardy or are you safe?
Jeopardy.
Do you know why?
I do.
Not exactly, but I'm sure there's now something that was in the light bulb that's on your hands.
It's mercury.
Not good to have.
You got it. You got it, Bobby.
It's mercury, Eric, and you don't want any part to do with anything.
Oh.
Absolutely. It's a fact that CFL, compact fluorescent lights, contain mercury, which is a potentially dangerous chemical. Mercury is a powerful neurotoxin, and it can affect the functioning of the nerves and brain. And it's also shown to have affected unborn babies. Mercury can also have adverse effects on the environment and other animals. Now, they say that they're supposed to save energy, but with what risks?
That's pretty high risk.
Yeah, so I don't know about you guys, but I am hoarding the old incandescent bulbs.
Buy as many as you can and hold on to them.
No smartwatch, no CFLs.
Good.
Yay. All right, the last Speak Up and Stay Alive. Question number 5. You walk into the kitchen to find your husband. Well, not you guys. Oh, my. I'll have to say. All right. Your husband or your wife rubbing a banana peel on his or her teeth. Is he in jeopardy or she in jeopardy, or is he or she safe?
You caught him off guard completely.
Yes, you did.
He has a mental picture, don't you?
Yeah.
You're going to learn something.
I'm speechless.
All right.
Go on.
You're going to learn something here, Eric. The banana peel itself is a tooth whitener. And if you rub it long enough on your teeth and gums, it'll clean your teeth.
Yes, perhaps he or she is whitening his teeth. Take a piece of the inside of the banana peel and gently rub on your teeth for about 2 minutes. The amazing minerals in the peel, like potassium, magnesium, and manganese, absorb into your teeth and whiten them.
That's pretty cool. I'm going to do that every morning when I eat my banana.
Instead of the crust white strips.
Hey, it's cheaper. Already got the peel in place.
Got the banana white strips?
Yeah.
I'm still floored by the mental image that I have.
I knew you were going to get a mental image. That's hilarious. All right, guys. And now it's time for
the mole rat review.
The review?
Yeah.
How about the Naked Mole Rat Minute?
Now, here we go.
Okay. We've discussed many times on this show about our hero, the vertebrae of the year.
It's the naked mole rat.
The naked mole rat, yay.
Yay. And we know that the naked mole rat feels no pain and therefore is being studied to understand why. Well, I found out why.
Why?
Okay. The naked mole rat lacks a neurotransmitter called substance P, which is responsible for mammals feeling pain. And therefore, the naked mole rat who doesn't have that can cut or scrape him or herself and not feel anything. Now, to add even more mystery and intrigue, naked mole rats are not completely naked. Did you know that? They have as many as 100 hairs on their body to act as whiskers to help them navigate their dark underground tunnels, and hair between their toes help them sweep the dirt and debris away as they dig.
Hey, so they're not naked mole rats.
They're mostly naked.
I mean, I knew they had like a little bit of hair. I didn't know they had like 100 hairs.
100 hairs? Do you think someone actually counted the hairs?
Probably. They probably did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's been some mole rat counters.
So, honey, what did you do today?
Counted mole rat hairs.
Well, thank you guys for enjoying today's Naked Mole Rat Minute.
You're welcome.
Yeah?
Pleasure was all mine.
Okay. So, Eric, I know you still have the banana peel on your brain, but I'm going to ask, on what other patient safety radio show will you find this kind of an eclectic hodgepodge of life-saving information?
The National Banana Peel Reveal. I mean, what other patient safety radio show is there?
Oh, is there one, Bob?
No, there's not one.
No, there's not. All right, guys, don't move an inch. There's so much more you can learn about healthcare and hospital safety and the naked mole rat and banana peels and white teeth on America's favorite and perhaps only patient safety radio show. What is it, guys? Speak up and stay alive. Radio.
Oh, you got it.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And that's a wrap, boys.
That's good. You did good.
Woo! Naked mole rat. Woo! Relax and rejuvenate your body and spirit at the luxurious Solia Spa. Listen as I spend the next 2 minutes with beauty expert and owner of Solia Spa, Lisa Stewart, located in Brecksville, Ohio. Bob and I visited your lovely spa.
Yes.
Solia Spa last week, and we so enjoyed our time together and want to share some of our conversations that we had with everyone today. Many people think of a spa as something decadent and a treat and something for the rich and famous, but really there are many health-related benefits versus cosmetic only. And being that this is a healthcare program, let's talk about why a regular visit to your spa is vital for good health. And let's start off with some of the benefits of having a massage on a regular basis.
Massage it's important to our bodies. First of all, it's de-stressing. And so many of us are just nonstop going every day, even on our days off, not taking any time out for ourselves. And what a massage will do for you is and facials too, but most importantly, massages will increase your circulation. It's going to enhance your immune system. It's going to promote your nervous system to function better. It's going to reduce blood pressure, relieve pain and muscle tension, to increase muscle tone. It's excellent for people that are suffering from fibromyalgia, any kind of arthritis, diabetes, and also migraines too. It's just de-stressing, and I can't stress that word enough. It's just important just to take 1 hour a month and just honor yourself.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I'm ready right now.
Me too.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much for making the world a better looking and healthier place.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Visit Solia Spa, located at 6909 Royalton Road, Brecksville, Ohio, or call them at 440-526-0522. And be sure to visit their website, soliaspa.com. Well, we are so out of time, but come back next week. I look forward to sharing more with you. Same time, same place, but certainly not the same information and fun. Well, until then, I hope you have a healthy and a happy week. I am Pat Rouleau, and I am your guide to safe and successful healthcare and hospital encounters.
Want even more information? Purchase a copy of Pat's book at speakupandstayalive.com. Once again, it's speakupandstayalive.com. Or you can call Pat at 440-725-5462. Until next week, remember, it's okay to ask others to wash their hands. You have to speak up and stay alive.